Who is this rummaging through the bed of my truck?
Don't mind me.
James.
What's up, guys?
What's happening?
Man, just kind of I'm trying to get inspiration because you got everything. You're so much further along than I am in my truck. So
what are you looking for? What's your problem?
Man, I got to install brake booster, proportioning valve, brake pedal, accelerator pedal, radiator, fan, throttle cable, header panel for the cab to fix all the rust,
right?
Carpeting, low car shifter, headlights, tail lights, wiring. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
you're getting out of hand. Okay. So
yeah.
Let's go through this a little bit at a time here. First of all, we talked last night, and by the way, for those of you that don't know, this is James from Midwest Tool Review, also Midwest Patina Works.
Yep.
Check him out. He does a lot of stuff over there. So you have a 58 GMC.
Yep.
This is a 58 Chevy.
Yep.
Not much difference except maybe the grill and the instrument panel and dash.
The dash, yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of work to do on yours that I've already done on mine.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit last night about possibly in a couple weeks bringing your truck over here to redo the header panel for the windshield area. Yeah. But before that, you've got a lot.
I got a lot to do. Yeah. And traveling for work has not been friendly here lately, but yeah. We're close though. Yeah. I mean, we got the engine, we got fuel lines figured out. Now you taught me how to do it properly today, because
hopefully. Now you say that if you go home and have an oil leak, I didn't teach you.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I know they're not right now, so they're not. Yeah, I did. They're put together, but there's some pieces that are missing. But no, we got the engine bumped over. We were able to.
Yeah, and what engine are you running? Because you're not running the big.
I know. Right? I should have ran an LT or a LS, but I got a 4.3 liter V8, not the V6. Look it up. The baby LT1 is what they call it. It is a 265 cubic inch motor. They had them in 94 through 97. It was like in the Fleetwoods. It was in the Chevy Caprice. I believe it was in the Impala, Cadillac, something or another, Eldorado or something like that. But anyway, it's a what I would consider a new old stock engine, in the sense that the vehicle that it was in got wrecked in 96. Engine got pulled in 96. It sat in the guy's garage since 1997, and it never been in another vehicle. So it only has allegedly between 3,000 and 5,000 miles.
Insane.
So it's fresh. We went through it, checked the top end, checked the bottom end. Everything still has all the factory markings, paint marks, signatures, etc. It's a good looking motor. And we know that it does in fact run, because we ran it off of ether. So we know that we should be fine to get everything hooked up and actually run it this weekend. So that's the goal. So check out the channel, because I'm going to go back home later, fix the fuel lines, and see if we can get it going. So
good deal.
Yeah.
So let me give you a rundown of what I've done. I got the relay here. We ran a 98. I think I already said this in a previous video, but I got the 98 temperature sender in here, which the 2 wires run the computer like stock, but the 3rd wire controls the gauge.
Right.
Got that hooked up. It's working great. Still need to go through and wrap all these wires up. That looks awful. not that right there.
Have you seen mine?
Isn't embarrassing.
Have you seen mine?
I don't. Yeah. But the thing is, the paint doesn't look great, but for spray paint, rattle can it shines great.
And it's got a shine to it? Yeah. Come on now, right?
And then we go to car shows, and I want to raise the hood up to show off the motor, and then you see all that right there.
Like a bag of Skittles got Yeah.
So I ran a square body S10 steering column.
Steering column, right.
Yeah. And then the column going all the way down to this knuckle area down here.
Right.
The knuckle area is off of a early 90s van.
Okay, gotcha.
And then we cut and welded an additional piece into here to make it a little bit longer.
Yeah. Now see, mine, my steering box is inside of the frame, because I'm sitting on an S10 frame out of a 94 extended cab S10.
Yeah, that sucks for you.
Yeah, it does, right? Because it eats up some space. So what I've got is the majority of the linkage from that S10 going up to my factory steering shaft, and now I have to put a knuckle extension to cap because it's going from a 3/4 inch round to a double D.
Oh.
And so that's what I'm going to be running
That's a pain.
Yeah, for the moment.
That's a pain.
I got about a 4-inch gap that I got to take up. So yeah.
Yeah. So we were talking about getting a stereo and everything put in here.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, I got the stereo in Amazon, baby. After the 10% off, take a wild guess how much that thing costs.
$75.
36.
Oh, that's not. Oh my God. And what all did it come with?
It came with the backup camera. It came with a microphone. It came with all that stuff. So
yeah. And funny enough,
I think the wife is going to be pleased.
Yeah, it's got a screen on it, right?
If it works.
Yeah. Oh, it'll work. It'll work.
Yeah.
And it's got it's got a microphone, backup camera.
Yeah.
It's lightweight.
Yeah, and it's a half DIN.
Yeah.
So it doesn't take up a lot of space.
Right. And it's got SD card slot on it.
Yeah, it's got a USB port. It's got a USB port in the back too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can like run.
So you can run
a cable out.
Yeah.
Charge your phone. That way you're not taking up.
It's got two. That's kind of interesting. It's got two SD port or
one's charging
USBs.
probably. One's probably charging, and one's probably for.
Yeah, that's got a little power signal on it, symbol on it. Yeah, but that's cool. So you're going to put this in a dashboard, right?
No, I'm going to put that in my makeshift console.
Okay, down on the floor. Okay,
yep.
All right.
Oh.
Why not the dashboard?
I don't want to cut it out yet.
Okay, all right.
that and I got to pull the seat out that way I can weld.
Okay, all right.
So that's the biggest thing.
Right.
But also
door seals
for the Bel Air.
Bel Air. Okay.
I got to worry about leaking a bunch of stuff up.
Right.
And then the fuel sending gauge interface module. Got to get that hooked up.
Now, why did you need this?
Because the fuel gauge and the sending unit are different.
Oh, different ohms, and this kind of balances everything out, right?
Supposedly.
I wonder if I'll need that.
If you intend to run your original gauge, you will.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I'm doing about that.
If you buy an aftermarket gauge,
yeah.
And you still may even then, because some of the aftermarket gauges aren't 0 to 90 ohms.
Yeah. I actually thought about building a whole, because I have the original gauges and I've got people that want the gauge set up. I don't know if mine work. Number one. Number two, I thought about building my own gauge cluster and just putting in what I want.
Too, but you got more room.
I do.
The Apache, it's just triangle.
Just that triangle, yeah. See, with the GMCs, you got two sections, an A and a B, and you can run, your RPMs, your throttle, your speedometer. You can run your coolant. You can run your oil pressure.
Well, I think the wife is home.
Oh no!
And we are blocking her entrance.
Yeah, let's see what she does.
We're going to call it quits here. Yeah, we'll pick it up here in a little bit. We're going to go down and talk to Ed.
Oh, and she hunked at us.
Oh yeah. What's up, y'all? Day 2 out here trying to get the Apache tidied up. So the visitor I had yesterday was James, amateur from Midwest Tool Review, and we spoke in length about some stuff on my truck and his truck, and he convinced me, just by mentioning it, I guess, that instead of putting the radio down here, to just go ahead and put it up here. So what I did is I just put the metal frame in here. The old radio somebody cut pretty far in here, so I had to move it over. This is originally where the other radio dial would be, but I put the new windshield wiper switch in there, so I didn't have to cut another hole. But I marked it out with pencil and cut it a little small. That way I wasn't all over the place. And then the other dial was over here, and as you can see, it's elevated and then it's recessed. So I just took a hammer and a heavy piece of steel for the back and just straightened it out a little bit, so it fits in there really well. The radio I'm putting in, it's actually gonna fit in quite well too, I think. So that'll be better. That way she's not having to look down when she's backing up. She can just pretty much look straight across, and it'll be good there, I think. Now I just got to get it wired in. Got Got one speaker in the old hole. These ribs are really a pain in the butt. I probably should have cut out a square section and maybe put in some flat metal, which I can probably do that at a later date when I actually go to redo the door. But for now, it's in there and steady. Still got to cut the other side out, get that speaker mounted, and wire up the radio. I've checked and measured out the place where the backup camera is going to go. So what I did was I measured from here to here, marked the center, and then I also, well, that's probably broke now. I also marked the center. You can't really see it. Mark the center here, and it's just going to go straight up there. And I'll probably just drill a hole here and put a rubber grommet or something in there to keep from cutting the wires. But for now, I am getting ready to go pick up the new tires, hopefully. I found a set that's local, and I'm going to go pick those up here in about an hour. So I'm going to try to just do a few more things here before I go, and then when I get back, I'll start in pretty hard on it, I think. So until then, what's up, y'all? I've been working on this radio, and I'm getting very frustrated. Luckily, my older son showed up.
What's going on?
So he's able to assist me on this, because I keep having to go from the back of the truck to the front of the truck, and it's driving me nuts. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So with this, you have a backup camera. You got to hook the pink wire into the backup camera, and then so on, and then it runs to the back. That's the easy part. It runs to the back, and it connects to the camera, which I've already got installed there. Now, I don't have any reverse lights on this, but I know that this light green wire is the reverse lights. So turn the key on, it didn't work. Didn't work at all. So couldn't figure it out. And then I realized, oh, the backup switch isn't connected on here. And then I couldn't figure out why it wasn't connected. And then I finally realized that the reason it wasn't connected was because the wire was too short going from the C10. Actually, it's probably just the way I ran it. I should have ran it up and over, but I didn't. So I was trying to figure out how to do it. Ended up running the blue wire over, then added to the green wire. I plugged it in. We turned the key on, put it in reverse, and still didn't have any power. And then I was playing around with the ignitions, or the gear shifter, and put it in drive, and the reverse light came on. Made no sense to me.
In drive.
Do what?
I said in drive.
Yeah, it kept kicking on in drive, and then once you took it out of drive, it kicked off. So I reached up in here, and I didn't realize that this piece here, you can actually shift it back and forth to get the location that you really need for your reverse light to kick on. So I thought I had it adjusted right, put it in park, and the light was still on. So I adjusted it back just a little bit further, and now it's working fine. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Eric, you want to take that? So we're in park now. So
You're
reverse.
on.
It's on.
Yep.
Neutral.
Neutral's off.
Drive.
Off.
All right. Neutral.
Off.
Reverse.
On.
Park.
You're good.
Awesome. Okay, so obviously I'm gonna have to extend those wires, and that shouldn't be too hard though. So I just wanted to point that out. That was something I didn't know. Just something that you learn when you start doing this kind of stuff. So hopefully we'll have this thing hooked up here in the next hour or two. I'm still waiting on my speaker wire, so we'll see. We'll get back. All right, y'all, I'm back. I got the stereo all put in. I will say that I really need an amp and some bigger speakers, but I think for just her driving around, I think it'll be fine. I'm a little disappointed with the Bluetooth range on it. If I literally step out of the vehicle or stick my phone out the window, it starts breaking it pretty bad. But other than that, I'm pretty pleased with it. I'll go ahead and give you a look at it. So, like I said, it's in there. I got the other speaker mounted in. So we got 2 5 1/4s, I think, and then I went ahead and just stuck the 6x9 in here. I think what I'm going to do is get a thicker piece of metal to put in here, and then just cut a nice hole out there and just put that 6x9 right there. But like I said, after I got the backup camera and everything situated, it's actually got a pretty good picture. You can change the colors on these from like 5 different colors, or you can just have it cycle through. Let me see. It's got all sorts of options on it. So it's pretty nice. But I'll go ahead and start it and throw it in reverse. Oh, now it's going to make a wire out of me. Tailgate's down, but it's got a pretty good picture. Pretty pleased with that. Like I said, I bought that stereo on Amazon. It was literally like $36. I figured for that price, if it was junk, then it'd get her by anyways. But I think we're gonna run it till it falls apart. Hopefully it doesn't burn the truck down, but we'll see, I guess. I guess now I'm gonna keep going. I picked my tires up earlier for the truck, so hopefully I can get all this done tonight and take the truck over maybe to Walmart or something and have them put the tires on the wheels. But I'm gonna go ahead and start focusing, trying to get this gas gauge working. So I'll be back. All right, I'm back. I got the fuel interface module just kind of temporary wired up to see if it was going to work. Yeah, I'll just have to show you. So it comes with pretty easy directions. Basically, you just wire these up to your existing stuff, and then there's presets for all the different fuel gauges. So mine is a 65 to present, so it should be all 3 of the main ones should be down. They're all down. So I kicked it on, and the fuel gauge shot all the way up to full. And I know the gas tank isn't full. So I've read through this thing several times, but for some reason I just wasn't getting it. I guess it's just late in the day. I don't know. But then I realized the back page isn't just for the custom, which is what I thought. You got the custom fuel sender here, and then on the back, fuel gauge calibration. So you have to do this as well for the empty and the full. And all you do is you flip up one of these switches, and then you turn this dial right here until you get it on empty. You flip the switch back down, and you flip the other switch up, spin that again until you get it on your full. So I did that, and this is what we got. So I would say that it's working. It's definitely better than it was. I guess I won't know until I take it out and I guess run the tank empty and find out if it works, and then fill it back up. So I really don't feel like pulling the sending unit back out and playing with that. So other than that, I'm going to finish, like I said, tidying up the wires in here and putting it all back together. And I got quite a bit of wires hanging, and I'm gonna get that all cleaned up. Put my side pieces back on, and I think it's gonna be ready to go. Get the tires put on. So I'll be back after I get it all tied up and show you what it all looks like. All right, y'all. I'm all done specifically for the night. This is what we got. Pretty much got the list all checked off. I've got a few more things to do tomorrow. Put the wood back down on the bed. I did get the wires for the most part all cleaned up. And a whole lot I can do about this. I'm not going to take the time to fabricate anything for that, but the rest of it's all cleaned up. Looks pretty good compared to what it was. It's nice to know that we got a heater, windshield wipers now. We got stereo, Bluetooth. It's got its own little microphone, which I put in the old ignition switch area. Backup camera, like I said. I think she's ready to run it. I'm gonna fill it up with. Probably gonna fill it up with water tomorrow, since I take the heater hoses and everything off of it. I just fill it up with water, make sure everything's good, don't leak. Run that for a little while, a couple weeks. I hate leaking antifreeze everywhere, so I'll put some wire loom on all this other stuff and get it looking a little nicer. But other than that, I am done for the night. I'm gonna finish it up tomorrow, go get some tires put on it. I'm gonna turn her loose, I think. So I don't think I'll be making any more videos on this. I might probably start on the 57 Bel Air after I get this one done. So I might show you the finished product, I guess, with the new tires and everything on it. But for tonight, I'm done. This is Herb from Amateur Hour Restorations. See you next time.